Hi everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our folio, I suppose it is, with the acetate window that we made yesterday. Yesterday we had a little giveaway. We gave away the original one, this one, and one of our lovely Facebook club members, Pat Fleet, won that. So that will be on its way to Pat tomorrow. But today we're going to make this page, and cover the back, and then that will be also for a giveaway, so someone will win that today. So you remember yesterday we finished, we've got the acetate, we've decorated it all, we've got the big journaling card in it, which we backed with coffee stained paper as ever, and put a little tab on the top, and that just fits in there nicely. And that's a really nice page, I think, that you could put easily in a journal. It's not bulky. It would easily go in a journal and be quite nice, I think. So the next thing that we have to do is add on the rest of the pages, really. So all I've done since the last live was just angled these corners down like that. And I've cut this off at the same height as this. So we're ready to go. So who have we got? Rose, Donna, Hilda, Maureen. Hi, afternoon everyone. Thanks for joining. So I'm just going to put some glue stick along here. It's paper, and glue stick sticks paper very well. Right up to the crease where it's going to join the other paper, and we want it to go on that way, so I'm just going to fold it over and put it on like that. Try and get it something like accurate if I can, would be most helpful. This is just being awkward. I think we're about there. I think that's fine like that. That's good. Happy with that. And just make sure that you've got good contact. So use your bone folder and just make sure it's really scooshed down. So there we are. So that now is attached and it folds over there. So the next thing that we have to do is get rid of that loose sock. Is just make a mark there, and then we're going to score it so we can fold the page. So make your mark, but allow a little bit extra, you know, like 1/8 of an inch, possibly something like that. And then we'll score that down. We can fold it and put some glue on the score line, like we were talking about yesterday. So score that down there. Oh, don't know how straight that looks. Yeah, not too straight. So you see, we've just got this 1/8 of an inch more than this, just so as we've got the room to fold it over. Because if you scored exactly on the same as there, this will buckle when you come to fold it over. So it's best if you leave just a little bit. So let's crease that in.
Donna would like to know what thickness of the paper is.
It is 160 GSM. I'm not exactly sure what that is in pounds. In fact, I'm not sure at all. I have looked it up so many times, it's ridiculous. Right, I'm using Fabri-Tac now, and I'm just going to go down this crease line. I did this yesterday, and it just helps to strengthen that line that gets folded backwards and forwards and will eventually split because it's just fairly soft paper. So I'll put that down there. I'll put my pin back in my bottle when I can. That's it. So hi Helen, hi Kerry.
About £60.
£60, so that's kind of what that is. Hi Lynn, I hope your foot isn't too bad. Morning Jen, hi Sammy, welcome back again. Donna, Flo, Deborah. Oh, it's great to have you all here. Thanks very much for joining in. Right, so on this page, first thing that happens is it gets covered completely. I'll just remind you of what it is, the direction we're heading in. This is the page that we're doing now. So it has this full page, full image on the background. It has this envelope that's tucked into that page like so, and it's got a little journaling card in. It's got a pocket on the bottom, and then it's got this journaling card that goes in there that just keeps that envelope from flippy-flopping around. And they're all places that, you know, give us the chance to embellish, to pretty up. So, talking of pretty up, where's Regina? No Regina today, that's weird. So we need to just cut a piece of our papers, and our papers, I think I mentioned to you yesterday, are from Antique, is it Antique Paperie? Journalpaperie?
Journalpaperie.
Journalpaperie. And the whole set, there's 6 papers in the set, 6 A4 papers, and they are gorgeous.
Butterfly House.
Butterfly House is the set, and that's how they come, like this, A4 pages. And there's 6 different designs. I mean, they are just so beautiful, aren't they? They really are. And it's 60p if you're in Britain, or 10p an image. I mean, heavens. And if you remember yesterday, I did say to you that you can resize them. Well, yeah, resize them, but print more than 1 copy per page, which then gives you much more freedom. Because not this, I've printed 2 to the page, so now I've got it at the size that I wanted. If it was the big page, it would just look too big. It would look out of proportion. So this is the page that I've decided to go for on here, and I want it just in a little bit from the edge. Just cut that top. No, you kind of lost your scissors already. There they are. That would just be ridiculous. So I'm just going to trim this top off. You can do it with your cutter. And I'm going to place it on the page. Actually, I think I would prefer to have this rather than this. So I'm going to just straighten that up because it's like a dog's dinner. So I'm just going to straighten that edge up. It's like a dog's hind leg, I should say. So using my quilting ruler, I'm just getting it straight along the bottom, which will then give me a straight edge up here. So that's now straight. So I hope everybody had a nice evening yesterday, or rest of the day or whatever. It was quite a busy live yesterday, and quite a long one as well. So I was kind of done in by the time it was over. I'm just checking where that line is. It's there, so I just need to come in a little bit from there. And I don't want this exactly the size of the background. I want, you know, a bit of a border around it. So I'll mark that there, and I'll mark that there, and cut that.
Regina's joined us. She's just woken up.
Hi, Regina.
But it is early in the morning.
I guess you were absolutely whacked after all your cleaning and tidying and sorting out of all your craft stuff. Gosh, we were all in awe of your space when we were looking at it, and all your stuff. Your house is beginning to look more and more like mine on a daily basis. I couldn't believe it when Jimmy brought all that stuff back. It's just so like Mr. Fix-It to arrive at the door with all this stuff. Where am I going to put it? I don't know. Anyway, let's hope that that's right. Let's hope I've cut that right, eh? Yeah, look at that.
I have returned home on occasion just to pick up the trailer.
That's true. That is true. Yeah. You know you're in for it then if he comes to pick the trailer up. Because we have got quite a big car as it is. So you remember from yesterday, I'm using this quite light coloured ink. It does the job. It still gives the impression of being distressed, but it isn't grungy like the vintage photo or whatever. So I'm just going to take that, sew around there, and then stick that in. So join me over at the sewing machine. I've cleaned my sewing machine and now it's really skiddy. It used to be so stuck up with glue. I'm sewing in a little bit from the edge here. I've got a really dodgy foot pedal here. I've already gone through one foot pedal. Just reverse a little bit at the end just to lock the stitches off. Regina, I was going to say to you about your sewing machine, if you really are having problems with it, take it back to where you got it. You know, don't keep thinking that it's you that's doing something wrong. May well be that the sewing machine just isn't set up properly.
Donna wants to know, do you use the same machine for your fabric sewing?
I do, yeah, I do. It's a FAF Performance 2058. It's about, I don't know, how old is that now?
It's 2007. So
13 years, yeah. It was a fairly top-of-the-range sewing machine when I bought it. It's not an embroidery machine as well. It is literally a sewing machine. We have a separate embroidery machine. And it was bought... Well, the choices were either the Bonina or the FAF. And I went for the FAF because it had slightly wider... it allowed a slightly wider zigzag and all the fancy stitches it does, which I never use. I wouldn't recommend anybody buying a machine for the fancy stitches because I just, well, if you're me, because I never use them. Right, so this envelope here, which is just one that I happen to have. If you don't happen to have one this size, cut one down. It seems quite big, that envelope, but never mind, that's fine. And it's going to get stuck onto the back of this page before we stick this down. So let's just do that now. I'm just going to ink around these pages here. In fact, I might as well ink the whole thing while I'm at it. Yeah, so yes, I use the same machine for everything, apart from, as I say, embroideries. So the little embroidered things for your journal covers or whatever that we do, they're done on a different machine, on an embroidery machine. Right, so this needs to get stuck down to wherever it is you're putting it. So this flap needs to get stuck down onto the back of there. So I'll just put a bit of glue onto there. It's all going to get stuck down eventually, you know, this whole back page, so don't worry unduly. So make sure that you've got that right up to there, like that, like so. Lovely. Should have inked that really before I stuck it on, but never mind, it's not something that we can't do now. I've been busy this morning. Well, I'm always busy. I don't know what I'd do if I wasn't busy, so I'm always busy. And I've been making another one of these, but in a different colour, to actually go in my shop on Etsy, because there is nothing in my shop on Etsy, and there hasn't been for some time. And I think it's about time I addressed the situation and made something for it. So I'm in the process of doing this one, which is, it's the same basically, it's just a corally colour. I told you last week, didn't I was feeling peach. So I've made a start with this. This still needs decorating. I put a smaller envelope in there because that's all I had. One of those little square ones you've seen me use before, and that's a freebie from Artie Mays. Little bit of bling, bling, bling. This still needs decorating. And the stuff for the pockets and the entire back, but I'm going to finish that off and pop it in my shop because they're pretty little things, I think. Right.
I would like to know if you switch out your needle when you go from paper to fabric.
No, I don't. When it goes blunt, when it starts skipping stitches, or starts making that sort of popping noise that you can hear when it's punching rather than just gliding through, then I change my needle. Nothing more complex than that, really.
What size is it in the moment?
It's
12, is it?
14, I think, at the minute. Obviously, if I was sewing fine material, I'd change it down to a 10 or a 12. But for general purpose, everything, 14 does me fine. Right, so these are the same pages that you get, the big A4 pages, but I've selected to print 4 to a page. So you get 1/4 of a page out of each one. So what I'm going to do is stick them on, and then I'm going to cut down the edge of here. That's what the story is. That's why it looked wider. So I've either got that one, which has got that lovely turquoise on, which I really do like, or that one, which is possibly more in keeping. So I'll do this one on the front. So I'll lace that down a bit. Where's my 6-inch thingy? There we go. So yeah, Flo, nothing more exciting than that, really. I suppose maybe you should be a bit more vigilant about the needle that you use. Certainly on the embroidery machine, we use embroidery needles, without a doubt, because otherwise you're asking for trouble. The thread will just keep snapping, etc. But on this one, no, don't use anything special. So I hope that you are all progressing with your page for your collaborative journal. We've had one in already, only one. So I'm expecting some this week, hopefully. That's a bit long.
How many pages is there in the DigiKit? Do you know off the top of your head?
6.
Thank you.
6 pages, 60p.
Jen was asking.
Yeah, just 6, Jen, but they seem to go so much further, to be honest. That's just a bit tall, so I'm just going to chop that off there where I've made that mark. You know, by the time that you print so many 2 to a page, 4 to a page, whatever, they seem to go much further than just six images. So let's see. Yes, that fits on there nicely now. That's perfect. That's lovely. So let's cut this one off to the same size. Cut the surplus off. And certainly then when you're using something like that, you know, that's there's only 6 pages of, everything will certainly be matching. Because, you know, you might use different parts of the page or whatever, but they will match. And I quite like it. I quite like this sort of almost restriction of just having 6 pages. Some of the ones on Journalpaperie, it's just one JPEG. It's one piece of A4 with 8 or 9 images on. But you can always put them in Word, you can crop them, you can print them. I know it's a bit of a faff, but you know, let's face it, the 60p. So it's worth a bit of a faff. I didn't cut that straight. But these ones are the full printout full size A4. So this is going to need a little bit chopped off it as well. I want to keep the butterflies at the top, so I'm just going to cut it there. Oh, I knew I was going to lose that mark. I think it's that one. Let's go with that one, eh? And I know that you want to know how to print 4 to a page and 2 to a page and whatever. And I promise sometime during this week we'll do a video and put it out so that you can really get the maximum benefit from your pages that you've got. So I'm just going to ink around these. You'll be glad to know that I've already made the journaling cards up, etc. So you don't need to watch me do all that. I just want to show you things that you might not have thought of. And I know that you all know how to make journaling cards, so we don't need to worry about that. So I could sew around these if I wanted to. In fact, I'm going to. I can't bear not to, I'm sorry. So has anybody got anything to say today? You're all quiet.
They're relatively quiet today.
Oh. Maybe they're just hanging about for the giveaway.
Yeah, possibly.
Maybe they don't really care what this is anymore. Maybe they've lost the will to live.
just put on there, we're posting out yesterday's giveaway tomorrow.
Yeah.
To Pat Fleet. And we'll also be posting out the booby prize.
Yeah, Kerry, isn't it? And I'm also going to be posting out a couple of other things to pick various people. If you're watching this and you're not already a member of our Facebook group, please pop over and join it. It's called Junk Journal Group, and it's a really great community on there. We're all really, really, well, just kind, nice people, and it's a real delight to be a member of that community. So just cut my ends off. Some people leave their ends. If you're an end leaver, that's fine. I like mine cut off. So this is going on the front on there. So I'm just going to stick that on now. I think I've moved my
Gina says she's trying to wake up, and Jen suggests more coffee.
I was just going to say, get yourself some more coffee.
And Hilda says she's tired today because she was making journaling cards till 2 a.m.
Oh, Hilda, heaven's sake, oh. Dear me. That is dedication to duty. Although I do think that if it wasn't for Mr. Fix-It sort of keeping, not keeping the reins on me, you know, he doesn't stand there and say, you will not junk journal. But you sort of feel that, oh, well, I better stop now and we'll go and sit down together and watch the telly. I do think if it wasn't for him, I would be in your camp, Hilda. I'd be junk journaling till I just can't anymore.
Well, the thought of you with a pair of reins is quite an amusing concept.
So I'm just sticking that onto there, leaving a little border around it. And yes, I'm well aware that we have this border here. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. And then on the back goes this. Now, we've got this V here, and it's important that we don't stick the back of this onto this bit, this inner bit here. Otherwise, we won't have a pocket anymore. Well, we will, but it'll only go up to there. So, best thing to do is just, well, mark on your card, on your envelope, where this is going to go up to. So it's going to go up to there, and then put your glue on the envelope instead of on the back of there, and then you won't get it going into that bit, the naughty bit that you don't want it to go into. So I want to come down here.
Regina says she's getting new flooring in the bathroom, bedroom and enclosed porch.
Well.
And Flo said she had a quiet Sunday morning, sat out late last night with hubby and a bottle of red.
Oh, lovely.
She says he came dangerously close to commenting on my Amazon packages.
Oh, no.
He obviously thought better of it.
Yeah. So. There we go. I think that's okay. Just got some extraneous gluage going on, but all in all, I think we're okay. I mean, the thing that you really don't want is glue on that bit there, because like I say, it'll make your pocket just too small.
Did you trim the outside edge of the envelope? I wasn't watching.
I've got to trim it now. So, in order to make the envelope work and in order to make it look nice, you just take your ruler.
Sammy says, when I glue paper to paper, I tend to get the glue line showing up through the paper. Is that normal, or do you do anything to stop that?
Around the edge? Does she mean around the edge?
Well, I guess if you're gluing one bit of paper on top of the other, the glue's coming through.
Oh, I think maybe it might be the glue you're using.
Or too thin a paper.
Yeah, I mean the paper I use, yeah, it's quite thick. So now it's 160 and the glue never comes through that. But sometimes I use 90 grams and it doesn't come through that either. I'm wondering if you're using something like, I don't know, can anybody else help out? I don't know the answer.
We need to know what glue she's using.
Yeah.
Really.
So now we have this pocket here and it's fully open because we haven't stuck, see, fully open because we haven't stuck the flap to where there was no flap. So, so we need to make a journaling card for there. And I don't know if I actually, front cover, I don't know what that says. Back page, small pocket in middle and large middle. All right, okay. So this is, change of tack because this one says small pocket in middle, which is this here. So we want, can anybody help Sammy out with a problem? Sammy, what sort of glue are you using, my dear? Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this problem.
Well, if we're just doing paper to paper, we generally just use the glue stick, don't we?
Glue stick is great
And
for
that
just
doesn't
paper
come
to
through.
paper. And if I'm just using paper to paper but in an awkward place, I use Aileen's tacky glue.
Sammy says she's used 100 grams a square metre and she's used eye-tack glue and also tattered lace detail glue.
I don't know about tattered lace, I'm afraid.
No.
I really don't know.
Maybe just less glue.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Sammy. I don't think I can help you. I don't know the answer to your problem. Anyway, let's think about this pocket. So this pocket needs to be not above this, otherwise that's not going to flip. But we do want to have a little bit at the top to fold over to reinforce the page, the pocket. So I want this to come to, my pocket to come to about there. And I want it to be right on the bottom, so that's there. So let's cut that off. Now I'm going to leave this because I want to score it and fold it under. This is the exact line of the bottom, so I want to add on an extra ½ inch to that so as I can fold it over to make a gusset. Now that might sound complicated, but it will all come crystal clear when I show you what we're doing. So line that mark up with the ½ inch mark on your ruler and cut it at that. Right, so here's our pocket, would-be pocket anyway. And it's going to be from, the pocket itself is going to be from there to there. That's going to get folded over just to reinforce this top edge of the pocket. This bottom bit's going to get folded over to help to create a gusset when we also fold in the sides. So let's just see where we need the sides to be. And obviously we want, you know, want pattern on it if we can. Well, we want pattern on it, no doubt about it. So make sure that you're not using just the white. And I'm just going to put this over the top because it's going to be easier. Now that's the exact width of that, so I'm just going to have to be careful. It is the exact width. So let's get the scoring board out. So we need to make a score on our paper exactly at the edge of this design. So that's exactly there. Same at the other side. Exactly, and you might have to move your paper to line it up with a score mark.
Regina wants to know, what's your formula for watering down Alien's glue?
Ah, well, you're the waterer. And this one we've allowed to this mark here, which is 1/2 inch. So score that at 1/2 inch. So we've now got 3 sides that are scored. This is the width, this is the bottom flap, and this is the top one where it's going to be folded over to reinforce. So that's 5/8 that's coming out at there.
Somebody wants to know what the rack file is.
Can you?
Do you want me to answer
Yeah.
that? Well, somebody will probably answer her anyway.
So what happens now is, this is what it looks like on the back. We've got the 4 lines. This is the top that's going to get folded back on itself to reinforce it. These 3 here are gussets. They're going to form a gusset, which allows you to get more things into your pocket than if you just press down a flat piece of paper. So just take your scissors, cut into the corner where all the lines intersect and out again at that sort of angle on all of those. So right into the intersection, turn your paper and cut out again onto all 4 of them. Sorry if I'm being rude and not answering your questions. I feel really bad about it. But if I don't crack on, we're going to be here at dinner time. So let's fold that over, see what we've got. Right, this is going to be our pocket. So what I find is, if you fold all your, crease all your lines in the way that you've actually scored them, like that, and then when you fold them back, you get a cleaner edge, and it doesn't break the card. Sometimes, depending on what coloured card you're using, etc., etc., you can break your card, and you get a nasty white cracked look to it, and it looks really nasty. So I think sometimes if you bend it the sort of wrong way first and then fold it back out the right way, you get a better crease line. So that's all of those folded. Let's just check the dimensions on here. That's pretty good, pretty good. So what happens next is we fold this, the top one in, the one that's the reinforcement. So it's this bit here. And yes, you know, there's no pattern on there, and I've written what it is, small pocket in middle. Doesn't matter, it's going inside the pocket and never be seen again, hopefully. So just a bit of glue along there, a bit of glue along the glue line so you get a good edge. Did you answer Regina re the dilution?
Yes.
So fold that over and just press it down like that. So that's top edge of our pocket. Now then, when you're making a gusset pocket, and I know loads of you have heard me say this before, but some people are newcomers, so you know, just bear with me. The bottom, the sides go in first, always the sides first, and always the bottom last, always. That way then, when you put things in, it doesn't get caught on the bottom. If you do it that way, when you put things in, it gets caught on the bottom and you can't get it in all the way. If you do it like that, they slide in much more easily. So that's the reason we do that. So just a little bit of glue down at the bottom of each side flap and fold your bottom over. Snigger, snigger. I know, it's just funny. Like that, and then you can add your glue to the flaps. Try and get quite near to the edge. You get a neater sort of finish that way if you do.
Apparently some people like getting glue on the fingers so they can peel it off later.
Yeah, there is that. I can't bear when my hands are dirty. It's just one of those things. I know we all have things, and mine is, I can't bear it. I can't bear grease or anything like that on my hands. It's just, I've just got to go and wash them. Or wet wipe will take it straight off. But I know on the occasions I've missed it, it's kind of good. It's a bit like peeling sunburn, isn't it?
Exactly what I said.
So there we are, we've got our bottom pocket on. We've got this pocket made. So all we need to do now is make our journal card for in there and a journal card to go in there, and then stick the whole caboodle on. Well, actually, you could stick the whole caboodle on now. Because it's just journaling cards that we're making. So yeah, let's do that. So we're sticking over everything, over this flap, envelope flap, the whole lot. It's all getting stuck down. So around the edge and then we're awaiting a courier to arrive. In the post the other day, Mr. F got a letter from the government asking if he would participate in a random COVID test. And what they really want to know is if the... Let me just concentrate a second while I stick this down. There we are. If the spit test is as accurate as the swab tests that they do, because obviously the swab tests cost more because somebody has to do the swab, whereas the spit test is much quicker and less effort for everybody, less nasty to do as well. So he said, yeah, of course he would do it. So they posted him out a kit with all the swabs and everything else, and you have to do it before 8 o'clock in the morning, because the courier could come any time after 8 o'clock and do it and put it in the fridge, and then at some stage the courier will come and collect it. Well, he hasn't been yet, so the likelihood is that he will arrive during the middle of the live, set the dog off barking, blah blah. So if you hear that, that's what that's all about. And of course they send you the test results. We aren't expecting that Mr. F has got COVID. He's healthy.
Just a clinical trial.
Yeah, it's just a trial for the test, really, is what it is. But like I say, they do send you the results. So right, so that's stuck down. So it's just the journaling cards now for that. And I'm going to make the journaling card for this one out of what was left from what we made the pocket with. So I'll cut it off down there, and then we'll see what we're left with. Ruler's upside down. So actually I really quite like those butterflies in the journaling card, so I'm going to budget across a bit. So I want it to come to about there and about there. I want to allow space because, as I was saying to you yesterday, when you back it and sew it, it does add a bit of bulk to it. So you have to compensate for that when you cut it out. So cut it down there. This is the beauty of quilting rulers. You can square it up at the bottom and you know it's going to be square. So cut it off down here, and that way then I've preserved those lovely butterflies for our journaling tag card. I've just cut off my mark on the bottom. I'll just have to measure it again. That's not square either. To about there. I'm just going to cut that off, then I'm going to see what's not square, because it just doesn't look square. Let's just have a look. Let's get my 6-inch ruler out and see what's going on here. So, no, it's not square. It's that one there, I think, that's not square. We're not talking much here, but I don't know, I think my eyes might be deceiving me. I think my eyes are deceiving me. Oh dear. So I'm going to back it onto this, isn't the paper we're using? No. Onto here, which is once again 160 grams. So that makes our journaling cards really quite thick, which is what I want. I don't like flimsy tags or journaling cards. I like them to have a bit of substance to them, so as you can actually write on them if you want to. So pop that onto there. It's amazing, isn't it, when you say to somebody, oh, I just made a folio, and it's like, yeah, you just made one, it took you half an hour, whoopie-doo. There's so much goes into it, it's just ridiculous, really. So I'm just cutting that off. So this, I guess, now is the equivalent of 320. Seeing as it's two 160s, I reckon so anyway. So I'm going to ink all the way around it, then I'm going to put a little tag on it. So even if you didn't know there was something there, you'll see the tag and you'll think, oh, must be something there.
Regina's having the problem about breaking into a book.
Oh.
Making that first cut.
Just tear a page out. Just tear a page out. That way then it's not new anymore.
Shut your eyes, turn your back.
Yeah.
And tear it out.
So I've cut these off at 1.25 inches. Just 2 pieces of card. They're actually what was left over from making the die cut. So that's 1.25 inches, so 1/2 inch is 5/8. So I'm going to score them at, oh come on, at 5/8. I'm going to do it back and front because it's quite thick card. Fold it over like so, and I'm going to cut it off at 1.5 inches, I think is adequate for there. So just cut that off there. Glue along the crease, along the edges.
Lynn says you're rocking it today, Miss P.
I'm going for it, Lynn. I'm absolutely going for it. And don't forget, this one's to go on the edge, not the top.
Regina's written in capitals, Fiona, it's your fault I'm in Etsy jail for a month.
Are you? It's just so easy, because you look and you think, well, that's only, you know, a couple of quid, and that's only a couple of quid. And before you know it, yeah, it's like 30 quid, 40 quid. I mean, have you seen the new ticket? No, I shouldn't say this, Regina, I'm sorry, love. The new ticking that My Porch Princess book brought out. It's yellow and green, and that is so far, that is right up my street. They announced it on the Facebook fan page the other day that they brought it out, and within 10 seconds I bought it. I love ticking. I absolutely love it. For those of you that don't know what it is, it's that sort of shabby chic stripy stuff. You know what I mean? I'm going to sew around there. I'm just putting that in there, just make sure it fits, blah, blah.
Regina's on the naughty step so often, she's got a nameplate on it.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we sent her, do you remember we sent her a big R for her to colour in?
Yeah.
She should colour that in and put it where the naughty step is. Because there's only ever her on it. I bet you blinking Jimmy's never on the naughty step. Large middle journaling card. Good Lord, how organised am I? Right, seeing as I've still got this journaling card from the last one that we made that's going to go to Pat, I'm going to use this as a template. Why not? Oops.
Is Bob woken up?
Bob's taking tablets because he just had a really itchy cold, and they seem to have calmed him down a bit. But today, nice to hear he's back to himself. I'm going to cut round here. You can do it with your ruler, of course.
Regina says she's going to have to make a naughty journal on the things I brought that put me in the shopping jail.
That is an excellent idea. That's really good. You wouldn't be short of stuff, would you? Well, I love My Porch Prints on Etsy. I really do. I don't think there's anything that they've ever done that I don't like. I like Calico Collage. They're really lovely, their stuff. And I like Victoria Designs as well, for other stuff. So that's the journaling card that's going to go in the front of there, like so, to keep our envelope in place. It's going to get backed, as ever, with, put that journaling card back in case Pat gets it and thinks she's been shortchanged. Where's my journaling card? So for things like this, Sammy, whatever, I literally always use glue stick. Mind you, having said that, I generally always sew round things. So, you know, it's got glue stick and it's sewn around.
You should be in shopping jail, but I guess this is your hour in the exercise yard.
Oh no! One of my papers has just gone like a paper aeroplane. Thank you. If I'd made a paper aeroplane, it wouldn't have gone that smoothly, I'll tell you. I always rub on the back as well, and I think somehow it stops it going all curvy like me. No, you know, sometimes when you stick things down, they can go a little bit rolled up, sort of. Find if you rub on the back, it keeps them straight, or straighter.
Deborah says all the things she's brought for her studio in the last 50 years wouldn't equal her husband's boat, so she's golden.
Oh yeah, you're all right. Mr. Fixit hasn't got anything like that. He does some enamelling, He does beautiful enamelling actually. And I've been at him for some time to make me some little sort of enamel charms that I can add to my tassels on my journals. But I keep him so blinking busy doing all this lot that he doesn't get time, which is a shame. Excuse me. So this is the last bit of the middle page, so we're progressing quite a good canter today. Just a little bit on the back. Have any of you tried that technique that Mr. F showed you about bringing the print through to the other side using coffee? If you didn't see the video, you'll think I'm talking gobbledygook. But it's a lovely technique. Right, so I want to do the same thing again here. I want another journaling tag there, and I actually haven't left enough with that one, so I'm going to have to score this one again. So I'm going to score it at 5/8. Bend it the other way over, 5/8.
Lynn wants to know if you can get a get out of jail free card in your journal.
We're all in jail, let's face it. We're just all in jail. It's awful. Why can't everything that we want just be free? Like on prescription even would be good. That would be good. I'm going to make this 1 3/4 inches. Looks about right to me, and it gets the same sort of business as the last one that we did. And I am going to sew around these, but I'm going to spare you that today. You've seen me sew around so many things. You know what to do. If sewing's your thing, you know how to do it. Before it goes out to whoever wins it today, I will sew around these, don't worry. You won't get a half-cocked journal.
Ross says she tried it and it worked very well.
What? Going on the naughty step?
No, the coffee stain, I presume.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Oh, that's good.
And Carrie says it's on her to-do list. And Flo, she's going to keep the get out of jail in her pocket for when she needs another sewing machine.
You see, sewing machines, I love sewing machines. In fact,
Ellen says she tried it, but she's got an inkjet printer and it's smudged, but she must be on about the tissue paper.
Ah,
the
yeah.
decoupage.
Yeah, it smudges, yeah.
Need an inkjet for the coffee stain.
Yeah, for the coffee stain stuff, it's got to be inkjet. It won't work. It won't work unless it is inkjet. But for the decoupage, it's got to be laser. Otherwise, it smudges.
Or you've got to leave it to dry for a good
for ages.
Hours.
So that just fits into there like so. And as I say, I will sew around those before whoever wins them gets them, and I'll put a bit of stuff on it. I might even just bling up those butterflies or whatever. But we're never going to get to the end, guys, if we don't plough on. So the next thing that I need to do is work out. So that's going to get folded over to there, and this is going to fold over. So we need to know where to make this mark here. So it's about there. So I'm going to score that. And that's right in between. So this is for our folded. Oh, that's quite. I feel like I'm going off at a kilter at the end here. No, it must be square. just me. This is the bit that gets folded over for the bit. And I might actually add another bit onto that because I feel that's just not quite long enough. It just didn't look quite right. So that's going to fold, that's going to fold, and that's going to fold in like so. So we're getting there. So what happens now with this page is, once again, it needs the whole page covered. Let's see if I allocated a piece for it. Front, cover, back page. That must be it, I suppose. That's going to be the envelope. What's that? Journaling card for inside envelope. Well, I've already done that. You're too late. Flap. All right. And these ones. Oh yeah, the back page and whatever. There's a good example of printing to a page here. This one. They're the same, but it's 4 to a page, so you instantly resize them. So it's worth knowing, I think, if you don't already know. And why should you know? So this is going to go onto here, so it's the same procedure again. Let's cut it down to the edge of the image. I love these turquoises and teals and stuff in here. I really love them. So we've got that there. Let's see where we need it to be. Just mark it. So I want it to there. I never see that mark again, I know it. And there. So I'll cut those off and then it should be right. It's hard seeing these marks sometimes on heavily. I should do it on the wrong side, shouldn't I? That would make more sense. That's very sensible thought. And I think that's the line there. I'm going for it anyway, right or wrong. What's the thing that gets you most sort of caught out with Amazon and well, Amazon? Are you ordering paper, or what sort of supplies do you offer? Do you order most that gets you on the naughty step?
Jen wants to know the paper that you're using. Was it cream colour to begin with, and do you iron your coffee stain dried papers? They're so flat. So the answer is no. It was white.
This is white. This was white to start with. I find you get a crisper image, even if it's a real shabby chic look that you're going for. I find if you print onto coffee stained paper, it can be a bit dull, a bit grungy for my liking. Now I know that some people really love that grungy look. Different strokes for different folks, I suppose. I always print onto white paper, and it's quite a good quality paper. It's the stuff that says, I don't know, gives you a brighter image, blah blah blah. I think it's called Text and Graphics by Ray, R-E-Y. So it's not just, I haven't just gone into a stationery shop and just picked up a ream of ordinary paper. It's meant for graphics, and I'm hoping that it does give a brighter look. And no, I never ever iron coffee stained paper. Just, oh Jen, the thought of that, if you knew me, it's just. The only time we've had the iron out in any way recently was because we wanted to test some foiling procedure, and I wanted to stick Bondi web to something. So there we go, that's that. I would have spared you that, but I need to stick this on, so it obviously needs to be sewn before I can stick it on.
Deborah and Flo both say they live rurally, so nearly everything comes from Amazon.
Yeah, we live rurally too. But everything comes from Amazon, yeah. Because I've already sewn this, I'm actually going to use not glue stick, because I find that glue stick gets stuck up on the stitches and I don't like it, so I'm just going to use Aliens.
Flo says, could you tell her you don't use your fabric scissors on paper, right?
No, I don't use my fabric scissors on paper. But I did notice the other day that Mr. F had used my pinking shears on paper. I didn't say anything at the time, I was ever so good, but I did dye a little inside. But no, if you want good fabric scissors, do not use them on paper. You'll just blunt them. But actually, I do so little with fabric these days. You know, I used to make quilts all the time, but we do very, very little with fabric these days.
Apart from journal covers, that's about it.
Apart from journal covers, yeah, that's about it. It just needs to be up a little bit. So there we are. That's that on. Just to give it a bit of assistance.
Start doing the names for the giveaway at some point.
Yeah.
Rather than leave me in mad panic.
I will. This is the envelope, and it goes. It's here. There, look, see, it's an envelope that's stuck down. Haven't stuck behind it, so we can have these lovely journaling cards, which were freebies from Artie Mays. Beautiful journaling cards, I think. And they go in there. And then in the front part, I've got some little, I printed out, I think that's 9 images to the page. And they fit in there. And that's another freebie from Artie Mays in the front there. So we need to make the envelope before we can do the things to put in them. So this is my envelope template. I got it from an got Amazon on the brain, a Google image search, and I printed it out and then I resized it. In fact, I've got this template in loads of different sizes because I kept resizing it and printing it out. So whatever size I need, I've pretty much got now. I've got the template for. I recommend you do that. It's good to have them. So this is going to be the size of the envelope, and you can see it fits just nicely into our page. So what we need to do, the bottom flap, this bit, is the bit that you see most of. So I can't work it out, it's too complex for me. I think I need it there.
What are you doing?
I can't do it on printing 2 sheets per paper, so I've got to do it. Yeah, I think we'll be all right there. It'll be what it'll be.
Wouldn't that be diagonal though? I mean, is that not that bit there?
Yeah.
Do you not need to turn it so it's across the ways?
Well, it doesn't have a grain to it. And these are going that way anyway. It will literally be what it is. It'll be a nice surprise for everyone.
It will.
If you're really spatially aware, which I'm not, then you can work out obviously which part of the pattern you're going to see. I can't think like that. My brain doesn't work like that. Right, so that's going to be my the bottom part there, which is a bit you're going to see, and they're going to be that way. So yeah, I think we're all right, you know.
What have you lost now?
Oh, only my scissors for the 30,000th time. Here we are. Right, guys, we're doing a giveaway today again because we're generous spirited today and yesterday. And if you've enjoyed watching me make this, or even if you haven't, but you think you might like this little folio to keep bits in, you know, keep all your Amazon receipts in. Don't do that. Don't keep your Amazon receipts. That's really bad, because then somebody else can find them, and then you're held accountable. That's what I find.
Lynn wants to know if I could put those templates in the group.
The envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Do that, no problem.
Yep. So I've got them somewhere, no doubt. I must have printed them out sometime.
Well, I'll just put this one in, and then you can resize it. I'll put this one in, which is the right size for this, and then you can put it into Word and make it bigger or smaller, you know, depending on whatever project it is you're up to. So it's got little nicks in the side. Yeah, so as I was saying, we're doing a giveaway, and today's giveaway is this little folio that we're working on at the moment, which will be exactly the same as yesterday's. Well, might not be exactly the same, because, you know, I might decorate it slightly differently, but it will be ostensibly the same. And the word today is purple. So get going, guys. And you need to have your words in by 3:30 here, or 1/2 past, whatever hour it is your time scale is on. So purple is the word. Go on, deluge Mr. F. Let's hope you can get everybody on the list today.
Well, Kerry's
she's
happy to go on the list.
She's happy. Kerry's choosing not to.
Yeah, because she's getting the booby prize anyway.
Oh, right.
So she's giving other people the chance.
That's nice of you, Kerry. Thank you. So I'm just going to ink around here. I know nobody's going to be paying me any attention at the moment because you're all going to be writing purple. So I could be saying anything that I liked. Not all of this needs inking, to be honest with you. Some of it, will never see the light of day, but I'm just inking it all like so. And then fold the sides in, being guided by those little notches that we cut. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, it's called Junk Journal Group. We are a really nice community. We're very supportive of each other, really supportive. And then this is the bottom with the square bit on it. So it folds up at the bottom of there, like that. And the bottom of this one, like so. And creases along. So yeah, didn't do too badly. We've got butterflies, one there, some there, doing all right. So what we're left with is this lovely envelope, but inside is white, and that I don't like that at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink that up, and then we're going to cut a piece that's going to cover that. Just ink those little bits there as well. So I'm just going to take a piece of our design. This will be fine. This is actually a different kit, but it really doesn't matter. Anything pretty will be fine. And I'm just going to draw around that, use that as a template. Draw around it. And I need to come down to there. So, you know, another good couple of inches on where I've stopped. So I'm just going to put my ruler on there. That's at the edge of where I stopped, and cut that off. And then cut around the template. So everybody following, everybody understanding. So that goes in there like that, and just drop it down a little bit so you can see it's, you know, that it's been lined like that, and just check that they fold in. This one doesn't, it needs a bit chopping off it. So that's fine now. That's fine. It just needs a little bit, just up there. Yeah, that's all right, I think. And then just make sure that they fold in, that they're not catching. So that's grand. Lovely. There's a great big refrigerated truck outside. I'm curious to know if this is the chap that's picking up the COVID test. I mean, in a truck that size, you'd get 10,000 tests. So maybe
it's refrigerated though, so it could be it.
It could be it. So I've inked both of those, and I'm now going to stick this one there, like that. So you can see, you know, that it's got a sort of lining on it, if you know what I mean.
Can I just put that there, and then if anybody is not on it, if they could shout out.
Yes, if you're not on it.
Down, you can't see it if you put it down, down.
I thought if I went like that, people would be able to see.
That's fine.
I was going down the whole list.
Oh, right, sorry. I didn't realise you were scrolling.
Can everybody see if your name's there?
That'll do.
Just quick check, make sure your name's on it. If not, shout out, and we'll get Mr. F to put it on. You've got another 10 minutes to get your name on, if it's not on already. Only one entry per person, please. Flo, I'm not saying anything.
Regina's already tried that one.
Oh, has she?
I sent her to the naughty step.
Oh, gosh, again. So she's doubly on the naughty step.
Yeah. She's got a special designated corner.
So that's looking nice, that side looking nice there. Just budge it across a little bit, actually. It could just do with being across a tiny little bit. Yeah, that's lovely there. That's lovely. Give it a good rub-a-dub-dub. There we are. Then pop these in. So they need gluing up the side. Just along the bottom, a little bit of glue up to the point there.
Corinne Pert says she's missing.
Oh, thanks, Corinne. Fold that over and then just hold your hand on it for a minute or two. I haven't sewn around this. I didn't sew around the original one. It's one of those things that I don't think actually benefits from being sewn. It's very, very few that I don't sew, but I don't think envelopes look the best when they're sewn.
Corinne's on the list now.
Excellent, well done. So that's fine. So what happens now is we get our list. They went inside the truck. They're inside the truck.
Oh, they're inside the truck.
Yeah. That goes onto there. It gets glued onto there. So it makes a really quite nice pocket, I think. I quite like it. But in order for it to be a really, really good pocket, you only need glue around those three sides. Don't glue around the top at all. Just the three sides, these ones.
Now they're putting blue gloves on.
Ah, well. Are they Smurfs?
They're putting a mask on.
Oh, this must be them.
Oh, now they're bringing a big polystyrene cube.
Oh, you're joking. They're not bringing that for one test, are they? It's the size of a refrigerator. Right, so I'm sticking that down, despite the fact that people in full hazmat suits are arriving at the door. It seems just a little bit ridiculous. Dog's going to go off, I'm just warning you. Bobby! Right, so that's that pocket. Let's take a break while the dog goes off on one.
Take care.
Excellent, that's that. Right, so we've got our envelope stuck down. I'm not going to put the things in it just yet. I'm just going to let that glue set and set up a bit. So the next thing to do is this page here. Let me just think about this a minute. The ribbon needs to get stuck. I'm just going to write that here because I'll forget. Ribbon. So when you fold it all over like that, the ribbon comes out of there and gets tied. Right, okay. So the thing to do, I guess, is to stick the ribbon on. Oh, do you know, my brain's gone. My brain has turned to mush. Yeah, so I need it there, coming that way. Okay. So I'm going to do that. Before I do anything else, I'm going to stick that ribbon on.
Corinne Pert says the dogs are talking to our dog.
Oh, really?
Now Miranda's Holmes' dogs have joined in as
Oh,
well.
no. So that's 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. That's half there. So I've just measured it on my measuring mat, and that is half there. So I'm going to stick this glue down, ribbon down on the halfway mark, like that. using Fabri-Tac, of course. So that's the ribbon stuck down, and then we'll put the paper over the top so you won't see the ribbon, but the other part of the ribbon will come from there, so it'll all tie up and it'll all be really nice. How much do I need, do you think?
Jen wants to know what you're drinking.
Coke, diet. Well, Aldi's own brand. Aldi is a cheap supermarket over here, and it's their own brand of Diet Coke. I don't drink alcohol at all, actually. Not to say I didn't used to, I used to, but the blinking hangovers were getting worse and the amount I was drinking was getting less, so it actually just didn't seem worth the bother anymore. So I don't drink, neither does Mr. Fix-It. We neither of us drink anything alcoholic. We do, however, eat.
Paragon of virtue.
Absolutely. So this says front cover. No. I must be having to find my own. So we'll do this one then for this page. Really, you've got the hang of what I'm doing here. You really have got the hang of it. I'm sure you don't need to sit and watch me cut these out. Says she, carrying on. I'll do this one and I'll do the very front flappy bit so as you can see how it works, but the rest I'll leave up to you because I know you know what you're doing now. So this one I want about there and about there, and width wise I want it to there. So what are you all going to be doing after this? Are you all going to be crafting? Have a whet your appetite and you just really need to cut some paper? One of the groups that I joined the other day, one of the questions was, what do you like most about paper crafting? Oh, what do you like most? I love everything about it, but I think I love the papers best. You know, when you've downloaded a new set of papers or something and you just look at them and feel them. Do you know what I mean? It's just lovely. Right, where's that mark then? Who knows? I don't know.
Remind them about the giveaway. It's about 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes left. If you want to be considered for the giveaway, which is the one we're working on, but it'll be the same as this one. Then you need to type into the chat purple, and you will be allocated a number randomly-ish. Well, it will be random, but it's on the list. And then we'll get Siri to choose a number, and whoever she chooses will be the winner. And it will get posted off to you wherever you are in the world.
Sammy Jones says she likes the serenity and calmness it brings. You forget everything else.
You do forget everything else. I don't know about serenity and calm. Sometimes I get myself into a right.
2 and 8.
2 and 8, yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean, Sammy. You can't be thinking about anything else. That's sometimes why lives are a bit difficult, because you've kind of got to keep talking. That's what it's all about. And you've got to keep thinking. So that's that there. You could say it was a little short if you wanted to be pedantic. I think it'll be all right. So I'm just inking everything. Just check that that's the top. Yep. And I'm going to Fabri-Tac this on because we're now getting a bit sort of thick and a little bit lumpy, so I want to make sure that I use a really good glue, that it's not going to come off. Not that I'm saying any of the glues, you know, I wouldn't use a glue if I thought it was going to come off, but Fabri-Tac for things, awkward things, it's the best. And it doesn't come in these little squeezy bottles. We've decanted it into here, and it was too thick to come out the thin nozzle, so we've watered it down with a bit of acetone. Don't try and water Fabri-Tac down. I haven't inked that. Don't try and water Fabri-Tac down because it's solvent based and it won't, you know, the two don't mix. You need to water it down with acetone. My Fabri-Tac's going to be dry now.
Created by Michelle says it's her therapy, it keeps the same.
Yeah.
People wanted to know, Jen wants to know what a number is so she can chant it over and over again.
All right.
But if you show people numbers because it's now closed.
Well, my Fabri-Tac's dry, so yeah. So here's your numbers, guys.
17 wasn't visible. If you're not on there, let me know quickly.
We've got 17 there at the top as well, Marie.
Yeah, she was the last one.
So there's your numbers. Get chanting, guys.
And Jen's number 5 if she wants to chant
Jen,
5.
5. Let's just run through them. 1, Regina. 2, Sammy Jones. 3, Deborah Pillets. 4, Ros Peel. 5, Jen Sinclair. 6, Hilda Davidson. 7, Helen Adams. 8, Maureen Smith. 9, Flo Cinderella. 10, Vi Wessel. Is that, sorry, Vi? I'm not.
Yep.
11, Lynn Whitman. 12, Donna Krogan. 13, created by Michelle. 14, Janet Ann. 15, Miranda Holmes. 16, Corinne Pert. And 17, Marie. Right, here we go.
Here we go then. I'm going to put that there and see if it listens to me.
Come on.
Hey Siri, select a random number between 1 and 17. Inclusive.
A random number between 1 and 17 is 11.
Cancel that. Just scrub that. Scrub that. That was... I don't know how you'd go on with yours. How'd you get out? Go on.
Hey Siri, select a random number between 1 and 17, inclusive.
A random number between 1 and 17 is 13.
Created by Michelle. There you go. Sorry, Jen, it just didn't work. So there you go.
So
that's our giveaway. If you're not on our rack list, Michelle, and I don't think you are, you can either join the rack list or send us your address and we'll send this off to you. It's probably going to be Tuesday because I can't think for one moment I'm going to get it finished today.
Just joined the group.
Oh, well done.
Michelle Mertz, I presume it's the same person.
Yeah, okay. That's great. Well, if you look under files at the top, there's a file that says rack list, there's one that says birthday list, but in the rack list, if you go and put your name and address in, or private message me with it or whatever, I'll get it in the rack list, and then we'll get this sent off to you. Sorry, everybody, that you didn't win, but not everybody can. Right, so for the second time of asking, this has now been squashed down, and now I've just realised I haven't sewn around it. Right, I think this is a good time to call it a day, because I'm obviously not concentrating anymore. This needs to be sewn around before it gets stuck down there, as does that, as does the other one. Oh, I could hear myself. I'm going to call it a day there because I think my concentration's gone. What with giveaways and people arriving in hazmat suits and everything else that seems to be going on, I'm calling it a day. All I will say to you is that all of these pieces here, if you're doing what I'm doing, sew around them first before you stick them down. And the rest I think is fairly it's apparent. Let's put our things into the envelope. so as you can see how that looks. I am going to decorate the envelope as well, but not on a live, not today. By the time Sunday afternoon live is finished, I'm sort of comatose. That's how the freebie comes from Artie Mays, with these two big specimen slides and these, and then there's lots of other little butterflies and these little things. It's a lovely freebie, really nice freebie. I've kind of even forgotten what I'm looking for. Where are the things for the that go in the envelope? Well, they've got to be here somewhere. They just have. Ah, there they are. So I've got two of these because they come in two colours. There's the green and the creamy orangey one, and they're going to go at the back of my envelope pocket like that. They're gorgeous. I love those. And then I've got two of these ones. That's the right way up of that. And then one of these also from Artie Mays. So I'm just going to pop those into our envelope like that. And this one in the centre. So there we are. We're kind of there. We're sort of there. I'm sorry I let you down at the end, but it's just not happening. Nothing's happening. So let's make sure that's open all the way along. But I hope you've learnt something, particularly the newbies, who this was really intended for. The acetate window, that's really nice. We've got a lovely journaling card in there, and then when it comes out you can see the butterflies that we've got on the acetate, and we've decorated around them. That fits down into there. These have got lovely crystals on them, some die cuts, really pretty. Then this needs decorating because it's looking a bit plain, needs perhaps some more butterflies and stuff on it. And the pocket, this is a little flip out envelope with a little journaling card in, and the purpose of this journaling card is to keep that envelope down. Then we've got this envelope that we cut out, and yes, Lynn, and anybody else who wants it, I'll put this template onto the in the files in the group. And then it's got these journaling cards in there, so that's quite nice. And all that happens now basically is, I thought I took that off, it stuck itself down again. How desperate is that piece of paper to get stuck to that card? You take three separate pieces, three different patterns, cut them out, ink around them, sew around them, stick them onto there, and then it will all fold up. Come off you. It will all fold up nicely, sort of roll up if you like that, like that. Cover this with paper as well, and you'll have your ribbon that matches this one coming out of here, so you'll be able to tie a bow. So I'm sorry I've let you down just at the end. I just can't.
It'll look like that one.
Yeah, it will. It'll look like this one when it's finished, apart from, well, this one I forgot. Yeah, it'll look like this one. Like that. So Michelle will receive that in the post this week. Pat Fleet will receive this exact one in the post this week. It'll go off tomorrow, Pat. I think that's it. I'll put that file in. Sometime during the week we'll do a video on printing multiple images on one page. Can't tell you anymore. I think that's all I know. I'm done in. Sorry. And I'll see you definitely next Saturday, but probably during the week when we're talking about printing multiple images. Thank you so much for your company. You have been, as ever, wonderful, and I'll see you Saturday. Bye, guys.